Hi everyone, it's Caitlin here from Crystal Cove Conservancy. You might remember me from the boat. I'm going to give you a quick crash course in how we can analyze all of our MPA monitoring data to see how the Crystal Cove SMCA's ecosystem is changing over time. So the first thing that you'll want to do when you open up your data set is make a copy for yourself. So you can go to File, Make a Copy, and you can save it to your own Google Drive. That way you're editing your own version of the data and not affecting it for your other classmates. So now let's see what data we have available. So there's a tab for each monitoring station: fish, water quality, and plankton. For fish data, we have the presence and absence of each species on every data collection date. So from 2015 all the way, if you scroll down in this mega data set, to 2020, each of these days is a day we went out on the water with students and collected data. And then we have the total number of target species present on that day. So this is really telling us the diversity. That's what we're going to focus on for fish data. Similar for plankton, we've got every date, but we have more target species. But the total number present is in the last column here, and that's what we're going to focus on. Water quality, you have a few more different types of data. You measured temperature, salinity, and also pH, and you're going to analyze all of those. But same, we have data for each date. So this is a lot to deal with. There are more than hundreds of data points. But what we really want to know is if there are any trends over time. In general, does the factor that you're graphing increase, decrease, or stay the same? So let's think about what we can do to analyze trends over time. I'm going to use an example from the air temperature data that we collect on the boat. I have a smaller data set here, but the same principles will apply. We still have quite a few different dates and temperatures measured here over time. And let's start graphing so that we can think about what this might look like. So first we want to graph date versus air temperature. So that will tell us the air temperature over time. So to select it, you can select that column, hit Control, select another column, and then you can go to Insert, Chart, and Google Sheets will try to decide what kind of chart is best. A lot of the time when we're graphing something over time, a line chart can be a good option, so you can kind of track where it goes up and down each day. But as you can see, there's a lot of ups and downs and variations, which is kind of to be expected when you're graphing even more data over time, and even with something like fish or plankton, there's even more variation than this. So it's kind of hard to visualize a trend from this particular kind of line. So let's go up to chart type and see what other kinds we can do. One thing could be a column or a bar chart. Has kind of a similar problem, is it goes kind of up and down and it's hard to see overall a direction that it's moving. So what we're going to do is make a scatter. So this is just plotting each of those points independently, making a nice scatter on the screen. And we'll want to try to find out, in general, are these dots staying in a straight line along the middle? Is it going up over time? Or is it more in general going down over time? So to do that, we can add a trend line to our graph. So in the chart editor, you can hit Customize, Open Series, scroll down to the bottom and check the box for trend line. This adds a nice little line through the middle. I'm going to go ahead and change the color so you can see it better. So now this is a trend of, it's a line of best fit. So it tells us overall what direction our data is moving in. Makes a nice line right in the middle of it. But what we want to know, is it going up? Is it going down? How well does it fit? And there's a few different things we can add to our line to help us figure that out. Let's start by labeling it. So under label, you can add use equation. So up top, now we have the equation for this line, which can give us some helpful information. We can select r squared. That will also give us some helpful information. Go ahead and create your graph for your monitoring station that you were an expert in, so either the fish data, the water quality data, or the plankton data, and then we'll come back together and talk a little bit more about what this means.